What's up, guys? Ethan here. Going to bring you our first edition of Concert Stories. Um, just trying to encourage people to go out and see bands they like. I've been to a lot of local shows, seen big time bands, seen just bands I enjoy seeing. Just trying to encourage people to go out and enjoy music more. Um, so today we're going to be talking about the first live bands that I ever saw, and the first like decently big time bands, I guess you'd say, that I went and saw. And playing this whole time is going to be Greeley Estates, No Rain, No Rainbow. That's going to be part of our other story. One of my all-time favorite albums that have ever come out. Go check it out. If you've never listened to it, go buy it. So anyway, we'll jump right into it. Try to keep this relatively short so I can get back to watching the Defenders series. So the first show I ever went and watched, my good friend Cody Isbell had been going to a bunch of local shows, seeing the local bands, and he was talking about how cool it was, and it always sounded really cool. And my dad had been to a ton of concerts when he was younger and told me all these stories, and so I wanted to go. And well, there was a birthday bash that was coming up. Amanda and Megan's birthdays were close together, and so he invited me to go. So A Hero Remains and Cutting Through Clouds were going to play at the Christian camp on Coker Creek. And it just kind of makes me laugh because that's probably the first and last show that have ever been on Coker Creek. Some of you who watch this probably going to have no clue where Coker Creek even is. It's right past Tellico on the North Carolina border. But yeah, just it's middle of nowhere, no cell service, not much to Coker Creek. But yeah, probably the first and last metal show that was ever played in Coker Creek. There weren't too many people there because it was a birthday thing, so kind of not like a big public thing. And only the two bands played. But it was at the Christian Center in this room with no air conditioning in it, and it was, I think it was like the start of August, late July, because it was like right before I'd started sophomore year of high school. And so it was just incredibly hot. You could imagine stupid hot in a room with no AC, playing music, people hardcore dancing and moshing and stuff. And so, just kind of funny. It was really cool. For those of you who saw Cutting Through Clouds, and for those of you who saw Hero Remains, you know they're really good bands. And first time I'd ever seen any live bands put on really good shows. Came to kind of become friends with some of the guys, but didn't really know what to do at a show. So I think I ended up standing in the back the whole time, just watching the bands, watching people hardcore dance and whatever else was going on. Something else that was kind of funny about it was after each band played, they were like, "Hey, we've got these EPs here. We don't even want much for them. We just want to give them to you guys." So they were like, "You can give us $5. You can give us $1. You can come give us a high five. We'll just give you one." And well, I just started playing drums, never began to even come close to making music. So I didn't know how much it cost or anything back then. So I think I'd ended up giving like $3 for the Hero Remains EP and like $1 for that Cutting Through Clouds one. So JP, Grande, John and Josh, Eric, Tyler and Derek weren't in the band at the time. But if any of you guys are watching this, I apologize for giving you practically nothing for the music that you made, that you spent a whole lot of money on. I apologize. I didn't know back then, but anyway, I still have those somewhere. I've probably got them back here that I could find. But it was just cool. It was a fun time. Everybody was there for the same reason, just wanted to enjoy some music. And so just started. But me and Cody went to a lot of local shows after that before I ever went to this first concert for bigger time bands that I'm about to tell you about. But we'll go back through some local shows as I keep doing this series. A ton of good local bands back then and now that I've went and seen that I can tell you guys about. So we'll go back through some of those. But the first show, so me and Cody had been going to a bunch, and I I was on MySpace. So this was, I think it was 2010. I was on MySpace listening to this new Greeley Estates CD. And I think this song, I Shot the Maid, was like the first one that I had heard, clicked on their MySpace. If you guys remember MySpace, and they play music straight through the thing. It was super good. So, and I saw they were going on tour. And they were touring with Oh Sleeper, which was another band that I had liked a lot. And they had just put out, like, Greeley Estates had just put out this CD. Oh Sleeper had just put out Son of the Morning. And I was listening to it, and I ended up going and getting it. And so I messaged Cody. I was like, hey man, we got to go see these bands. I said, there's 2 Georgia dates. I don't know how far they are. And like, I just turned 16 and just started driving. And so he looked into it, and he's like, well, they're playing in Augusta. Excuse me. And turns out, Augusta's pretty far from here. So he looked and he's like, alright, they're playing in Douglasville, Georgia, which is only like 3.5 hours, so that's not even a bad drive. And so we decided, hey, we'll go to that one. It was, I think that was late May, at the end of my sophomore year of high school. So like I said, I just started driving. Cody was living in Maryville, and I didn't know anything about direction at the time. I was still living in Tellico. And Cody told me, he said, hey dude, come up here. You can park at the mall, and we'll meet up, and we'll head down to the show. So I headed north so that we could head south. And so I come up here and we meet up. And Cody's taking us down there. And his car didn't have a CD player. So what we did was we took his laptop and just played music through it the whole time down there. Because 3.5 hour car ride, if you're just depending on talking to each other the whole time, I guess that can be kind of weird. But so we played, and I think I even had that live Bring the Horizon DVD that came out, and I played it and I watched it. He was driving, he didn't really watch it, but it's a fun trip down there. And like we get close, and we're using his TomTom. And so I don't know if you guys ever used one of those, but it'll kind of tell you, but it's not really spot on kind of how things are now. So we get close, and if anybody's ever been to the 7 Venue, it's in this like little shopping center that's like an L shape, and then another shape over here like attached, but there's a part where you can get in, and it's like right here in the corner of that L shape, so you can't really see it unless you go in there. And we're expecting, we've been to shows at like the Teen Center, which is just right there by itself. The Living Room, right there by itself. And so we're expecting just to see a little venue by itself, and we can't find it. So we go to the Blockbuster that's right there. We go inside and ask the guy if he knows where it's at. And he's like, yeah, it's just right over there. And I don't know, thinking of this story made me laugh a lot because I've already had to mention MySpace, which is what started us going there, the TomTom, which got us there, and a Blockbuster, which are all things that are totally irrelevant in a modern day. But we get there, we go in, and I've moshed some at local shows. And I've been to bigger time local shows where there's, the Teen Center was packed out. A decent amount of people there, maybe 100 people or so. But we were in the small room at the 7 Venue. I think it holds like 450 people. And it's on a slant if you've never been in it. It's like, it slants and then like levels off at the bottom, like right where the people at the front stand and then the stage is. And so there was a bunch of local bands that played, really good bands and stuff, people I didn't know, so I wasn't from the area. Another like touring band, I can't remember who they were, but they were pretty good. And so Greeley Estates started. And I'd liked Greeley Estates for many years. And they start up, people just start moshing. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get in here, have some fun with it too. And when we had got there, I had immediately went to the table and bought this CD. I told the guy to hold it for me for later. I don't know, I was thinking they were going to run out of CDs, but he had everybody sign it for me actually, which is kind of cool, if you can see that there. And then I bought a shirt, and I was wearing like these white pinstripe shorts, and I bought this white shirt. So I immediately went and changed into this new shirt. So I was 16, and it was 2010, and this was the first big time bands I'd ever seen. So I'm dressed up like I'm in Volumes or something now. And I put my other shirt, tucked it into my back pocket. And thought I'd look, pretty cool. And so we're out, and we've been moshing through Greeley Estates. And about midway through, we're moshing. I don't even remember what they were playing. And I get hit in the nose. If you ever got hit in the nose really hard, your eyes water up, you kind of just get like stunned and you're like rocked, and it's kind of just a dizzy, like, oh man, what's going on? That hurt a lot. And so I'm just kind of standing there now, just kind of like phased. And people are bumping into me, still moshing and everything. Somebody comes through, and I had this Black Dahlia Murder belt buckle I was wearing that was pretty good size. Well, somebody got caught on it, and I feel my shirt get pulled out. And I thought, oh crap, somebody's trying to steal my shirt. And so now, eyes watered up, it's dark, lights are flashing, people are moshing, bumping in and around me. I'm trying to like look around and find this shirt on the ground. And when finally nobody had stole it, it just got pulled out. And so I get my shirt, and I get over to the side, and I'm trying to collect myself. And so finally, getting recovered from my nose hurting, got my shirt back in my pocket because I'm cool. And end up filling my belt buckle, and somebody had caught it, and it bent the buckle like in an L shape to where the edge, because it was a BDM, and it was like the B and the M were just like bent in half. So I had to like bend that back in place, and it actually, I didn't even realize it made a little spot at the top, and it like knocked little holes in my shirt for years after, like a couple of years after that when I would wear it. I finally had to get rid of it. I think I've actually still got it somewhere, but and so I'd never experienced anything like that at a local show where there's a ton of people moshing and you're just getting beat up almost. And I'm glad I got hit in the nose pretty hard. I'm glad it didn't black my eyes, or my mom probably never would have let me go back to another show if I came back from the first one, where we had to drive 3.5 hours away with 2 black eyes. Sorry if you watched this, Mom. But had a good time. Sleeper played. It was a blast. Did some more moshing and stuff. And like I said, we're on this slant, so it's kind of weird moshing anyway, because you're having to like keep yourself standing up. And but it's fun. I wish the 7 venue was actually still around for bands to go play at. But I go up, get my CD, take a few pictures with people. And actually at the end, Zach Mayfield threw a drumstick out. And for people who do know, I've actually caught quite a bit of like guitar picks and drumsticks. I've probably caught like 15 picks from people, maybe like 6 drumsticks from people. I'll show some of those when I go over bands that I've saw and have. But I jumped up and just smacked it over to the side, and I literally smacked it across the room trying to grab it. And then there was like 10 people that ran over and were fighting for it at the end, so I was just a failure at that point. But took pictures with like Shane Blade, Alex Torres back when he was in the band. Talked to Ryan Zimmerman while he was at the table, and I got my CD. And then headed home. Got home super late after that. But no, it was fun. Even getting beat up and wearing a shirt, first thing I had bought it at a show, and getting it all sweaty and nasty, and getting my belt buckle ruined pretty much. Had a blast. Glad I went. The next show I actually went to was at the Big Room in the 7 venue, and I'll cover that one in episode 2 that we do. But yeah, just go see bands. Go see local shows. Go see big time bands. Support music the best you can if you really enjoy it. But I'll see you guys next episode. Like I said, we'll keep covering some more local shows that I went to, just some fun stuff to hang out. We used to go and hang out at the AHOP. It's I think it's a burger place now there in Madisonville. And we used to go hang out at the AHOP afterwards. So I've got some pretty good stories from local shows and some big time shows. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.